Hello, Soul Sync podcast. I'm Jason Paul. Now, I have a confession to make. When I started out on this 28-day magic course with you, my intention was to do an episode a day and to follow along with the magic. But to reverse things back, because I want to tell you the whole story, because I think if I tell you the whole story about the magic, it will make much more sense. So whenever I've done the book previously, there's obviously the rule in the book that says if you miss a day, you go back 3 days. And whilst I totally do understand that rule in the book, because it keeps up momentum, it helps to keep you dedicated, it also helps to keep you motivated. What I found with me is I lead a very busy life. I run my own business, and my busy life is of my own creating at times. But what I found is with my busy life, sometimes I might get to the magic late in the day, and maybe the exercise had started at the beginning of the day, and by the time I picked up the book, the particular exercise I haven't got in there in time, as you'll realise some of them do start very early in the morning. So what I've tended to do, and I think this is important, and that's the reason why I wanted to say this on this episode, is you can use the book as you want to use it. So if I don't feel that I've properly digested a day or done the day properly, what I will do is I will stay on the same day and keep doing the same day until that I feel that I've mastered that particular day. Now, when I set out on this 28-day journey with you, my belief from the start was I was going to do an episode a day to do it alongside you. But what I've noticed is the pressure of getting an episode out every day in combination with actually doing it every day, for me, I don't feel that at this stage I'm properly absorbing every single day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work through this book properly, and it might be that some days, 3 days might go through and I only might release one episode. But that's because I want to make sure that I'm doing this journey with you in the most sincere, honest and proper way that I can. And when I listened back to yesterday's episode, it made me think two things. Firstly, the fact that I haven't had time to listen back to these episodes. Normally when I produce an episode of the Soul Sync, I do listen back to it. But in the kind of craziness of trying to get an episode out every day, it's meaning that I'm not reading it back, and I want to give my absolute all to you, the listeners who are coming on this journey with me. So if you notice that the episodes are trickling out, it's because I don't feel I've absorbed that day properly. So Magic Money, I am doing again today because I just wasn't happy with what I think is such a big topic, which is money. And I think it's so important in a lot of our lives. You know, it's the means to an end. It provides food on the table. It provides a roof over our heads. And for me, it's something that I felt that this day was the day that I wanted to stay on and do it properly. So that's, if you noticed, yesterday's episode got published and put down. I just wanted to make sure that I did this episode the best I possibly could for you. So on the subject of day 5 magic money, now the chapter starts off by saying, if there's a lack of money in your life, understand that feeling worried, envious, jealous, disappointed, discouraged or doubtful or fearful can never bring more money to you. So if you're trying to manifest money, I believe this as well, if you are not grateful for the money that you've already got in your life, more money will not come to you. Now that might be a really hard thing to process, because if you're perhaps in a difficult situation, or you simply don't have enough money, you'll be thinking, well, how can I be grateful if money is the root of my problems? To give some context to this, because I think it's important to share my shared experiences with you. If you have listened to episode 4, which is part of my backstory and how I managed to use the law of attraction to build up my company. When I left the police, I was in a very bad position. I didn't have much money at all to my name. I was really struggling every single month to get by. And I'd just taken a job as a trainee recruitment consultant, and I needed money more than anything. And at that stage in my life, I was so grateful for every deal I made in those early days of recruitment, and I was grateful for every penny I had. I knew about the magic, I'd read it, and that was really kind of key. And an underlying thing that I would implement in my manifestation journey would be having gratitude for what I've got. I went on the journey over many years to build up myself from being a trainee recruitment consultant to owning a big national, very successful recruitment agency. However, a few years into running the recruitment agency, I started to really struggle. And what I was really struggling with was the business had got very big. In my eyes, it had got out of control, and there were just so many things that were stressing me out. So over time, it was very gradual. What started to happen was I started to replace worry for gratitude, and I was worrying all the time, worrying. And it's only with the benefit of hindsight now that I can look back and realise that by replacing gratitude for worry, my business then nearly got to the point where the wheels fell off and it went bankrupt. It was then at that point that I started to again be grateful. I picked up a copy of the Magic. I did it. The last time I did it actually was when my business was doing very badly. So I started to be grateful, of course, then for every single deal or every single pound that would come in. And over time, things went back up, and then we had a 3 record months in a row after 6 months of me reusing the Magic. I think gratitude goes so much more deeply than simply saying the words thank you. It's a feeling, and if you are putting out that frequency to the universe, I firmly believe that more will come to you. But I guess one of the great things this chapter says is, if you find yourself in a situation where you're about to complain with something to do with money, whether it's your words or thoughts, ask yourself, am I willing to pay the price for this complaint? Now, that really stuck with me, and it does get me thinking. And I consciously now, every time that I have anything to do with money land in my bank account, whether it be a refund, a discount in a shop, it could be anything, any situation at all where I receive money, I really do put thanks out for that. I think this day is a really good day, and what I would say from my experiences is if you do miss a day or you don't feel you've taken that day in properly, you can always do what I've done, which is stay on that day. I think what's important about this book is you use it in a way that works for you. And the way that it works for me is, I'm not going to lie, one time I did the Magic, it took me 90 days to do it, because, this is a whole adjustment. If you're going to manifest what you want into your life, it might be that's going to take you longer to do. You might find that it's too intense to do one a day. So I think this is a great chapter, and I think so many people are obviously trying to manifest money into their life for whatever reason it might be. But I think to truly be grateful for every penny that you've ever had is the winning formula, the secret sauce in bringing more into your life. I'm Jason Paul. This is day 5 of the Magic. I really hope you're having a wonderful journey with it. And do remember, you can go to the Jason Paul Soul Sync Facebook page. Just type in Soul Sync by Jason Paul. That's where our community lives. So many of you are sharing your stories on there, and they're so wonderful to see. And yeah, I look really forward to carrying on tomorrow, day 6. Lots of love, Soul Sync.